Hi, it's Mary Jo Snyder from MJ Shady Inkers. Thank you so much for watching. I wanted to share with you a project featuring the Wheel Walrus Befriend stamp set. This stamp set can be found in the annual catalog and it's item number 149367. If you're interested in purchasing it from my online store, it is so cute and adorable. I love all these cute little walruses. They're fun for every occasion. Okay, so let's get started. This one features Balmy Blue, Smoky Slate, some blends, some dazzling diamonds, which I can't wait to show you how to do that, some of the epoxy stickers. They're frosted and clear epoxy droplets, these little cute little things, as well as some other embellishing with Whisper White twine, some glimmer paper, and layering with dimensionals. So let's go ahead and get started. I have already pre-cut the circles that I need, and in the center of this piece of Balmy Blue, that is 5 1/4 by 4, I have already cut the largest layering circle from the layering circle dies. I've also cut a piece from Whisper White to layer on top of the glimmer paper so that I can add some little bit of flair for my sentiment. This piece of paper, Whisper White, goes for the inside of your card, and it is 5 1/4 by 4. You have a Smoky Slate base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, and about 12 inches of Whisper White twine. So let's get started. We are going to go ahead and stamp the image on a piece of cardstock, which this is Whisper White, that measures at 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So let's go ahead and grab our Smoky Slate ink, and we're going to go ahead and stamp that walrus right in the center of the smallest piece of Whisper White that we have for this project. We're also going to grab our small layering circle. Oops, I guess I still need that. And we are going to stamp the sentiment, which says, "Just floating by to say hi." And we're going to stamp that right in the center of the layering circle. We're all done stamping, so we can go ahead and set our stamps aside, and we're going to start coloring with our blends. So because there's already shading on the walrus, I am just going to use my light blends and come in here and color him with the brush tip of my light Smoky Slate. Coloring with blends is so therapeutic. I hope that everybody is having a great day, and I do appreciate you stopping by and watching this video. I thought it would be better to pre-record my videos so that we all in my house could enjoy each other's company during the Easter holiday. I plan on cooking a ham dinner and spending quality time with my husband and children. Okay, so we have that colored. We're going to come in here with the dark Smoky Slate, and we're going to go ahead and color his little cheeks. Like so. Isn't he cute? Okay, now we are going to use Balmy Blue, and we're going to use the dark Balmy Blue marker to color the edge of the little iceberg. It's not really an iceberg, but it is okay. The little patch of ice he's floating on in the water. Just come in here and color that like so. And now we're going to take our light Balmy Blue, and we're going to come in, and actually I'm going to use the smaller tip because it's not as concentrated in the smaller tip, it's actually lighter. And it's just due to the concentration level of the ink in the tips. The brush tip is wetter, so it has a darker color. So theoretically, the blends have 4 different shades. I'm going to also color the top, even though I'm going to be using Dazzling Diamonds on the top here. I want it to have that ice look of like a blue tint. And you'll see when we're finished. Okay, like so. Now we've got all our coloring done. We are going to grab our Tombow glue and a piece of computer paper, which I've got to grab. We're going to put this down here, and we are going to grab our Tombow glue, and we're going to come in here, and I squeezed too much out, so I'm going to try and thin that out a little. And if I can't, I'm going to come in with a piece of scrap paper, just because I want to lift some of that up. I don't want it to be so much, like so. And then come back in here without squeezing more and kind of spread that around. Perfect. Like so. All right, now we're going to grab our Dazzling Diamonds, and we are going to sprinkle some of that on our glue. It's going to give it that ice effect. Go ahead and tap that off. And there you go. Now when that dries, you're going to see that you can see that blue tint under that ice. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so now we're going to very carefully grab our computer paper and dump that back in to our jar. Okay, now we can assemble our card. Let that continue to dry. We are going to grab the inside piece. Because Smoky Slate, it's really a light color, so it's not really necessary to put a liner inside of the card, but I know that when I have multiple layers on the front of a card, it will kind of balance the card out if it's sitting up like this. Make sense? So I'll add that little extra piece of cardstock on the inside of the card. Sorry, I dropped my twine. Now for this piece, we are going to tie a bow before we adhere this to the card front. We're going to tie a bow to the left side. Again, this is about 12 inches of twine. I always like to tie a knot with twine because my fingers tend to get away from me at times when I'm tying a bow with such delicate, fine thread-like ribbon. Okay, then I can work with it a little bit easier tying my bow. Get that in the position you want. Trim off the ends. Like so. And you can go ahead and put, well, that is still drying. It's going to take a little bit to dry, so I certainly don't want to ruin what I've got going on there. So you can go ahead and add your dimensionals to the back side of your Balmy Blue piece of paper. And again, be generous because you don't want this to collapse if you're mailing it. And for my video's sake, I will just go ahead and use that many. All right, so that's all set. We're going to go ahead and we are going to not throw things on the floor. We are going to, on the front of our card, gently add some adhesive so that we can add this layer right in the center. because that's still drying. And then we're going to position this over top like so. The last two pieces we're going to adhere with dimensionals. You want to use, I find that using dimensionals or tear and tape or some very strong adhesive when you're layering on glimmer paper works better. And then this just gets adhered flush to the surface of your card off to the side here, like so. You're going to grab your frosted and clear epoxy droplets. I am going to use the frosted ones. Grab my, take your pick tool, and I'm going to use 3 of the smaller ones and just adhere those randomly to the front of my card, just to give it a little added bling. And there you go. There's your second project. If you haven't seen the first one, be sure to go back and look at the first video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.